Hey guys, welcome to another episode. So it has been a while. I kind of forget where I am and what I'm doing. I probably should have went back to town and repaired, but no matter. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to get back into the hang of things and hopefully make it down to, hopefully to hell. I'm dead. Alright, not bad. For development news, I guess there's sort of some new stuff. It's not really implemented yet, but the game is up to 300 uniques, which is a pretty big deal to me. Uniques add a huge part to the game. You can already see people, you know, the screenshot section. You may just think, oh, it's a bragging center, but really it's just people see a new unique they haven't seen before, and their mind just starts spinning. They're like, how could I use this? Like, I think there was Shadow Dancer's boots. It's like, you know, a lot of people see it and they're like, oh, arrow resist. There's just no arrow resist right now, so like, you know, seems like I have to get that in my build somehow. What could I sub out for it? What character could I use it on? There's also a new shield I hadn't seen before. I don't know if it was one of the new ones implemented or if it just hadn't been found yet, but is this gonna take fire? Alright. What? 151 damage? What? Alright. Oh, actually I don't have armor, so I guess that would make sense when I use that flask. Also there's, me and Char were kind of looking through spell accuracy, and I've been meaning to do it forever. I really was supposed to do it a long time ago. Just kind of test out what the chance for mages to hit was, because, you know, I kind of just think about endgame, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever realistically missed a shot on my, what do you call it? See if I can keep them boxed out this way. On my Bombardier. I really don't think I mean on my Bombardier, my mage, I don't think I've ever have. So I went ahead and tested. I went to level just 17 really quick because I was lazy. I found a Hatred clan, just some goat with a mace, and I shot 100 fire bolts at him. And like I kind of guessed, it was just 100 for 100, like 100% hit rate. So then Chara pulled out the formulas, you know, that includes mage bonus and things like that. And at 250, it seems like no enemy in the game, unless like there's some kind of spell, like an Uber or like the Butcher. I know I miss with my lightning balls. They shouldn't be able to miss. But then we just started doing the Bombardier, and it was really bad. Like, I have a feeling that the reason I can't get the hang of it is because my accuracy is so low. It's so low. It's like, oh, that's really lucky. Yeah, he had, I think, 100 magic on his guy, and he had, I think it was like 55 to 58% chance to hit something in Doom. Where it's like me, I have I have like 70 magic. Oh, I guess I have 109 with that. I don't even know what's giving that much magic, but like realistically, like I should only have 70. So yeah, I have like a fool's chance to try and hit something. It's not really gonna get any better anytime soon, but it is interesting, and you know, I should probably not try and, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive. You're like, well, I should practice to get better as I go along, but it's like, no, I should really just focus on, you know, getting max stats and then practicing. Used to have an accounting teacher that would say things like that. He'd be like, practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. 30 magic, and that's another thing too. When I'm looking at like the ideal flask later on, it's probably going to be a crystalline flask of like plus magic on it. It just seems like even with max magic, I would still be missing. Like, I think it has like an 80% chance to hit if you have max magic on a Bombardier. So it's like, it really needs to be fixed. Well, not fixed, but I mean like, you need to do something to like get around it as a Bombardier player. That was bad. But that 80% was with Mastercaster, so even, you know, doing your due diligence and you take that accuracy, which a lot of new players probably won't think to do, just because, you know, when you originally look at Flask, you're like, oh, it doesn't seem like a spell. But yeah, without that, like, you're gonna think Bombardier is pretty bad. Or you'll just play it like me and only use the acid flasks, but I mean, oh, whoops. I guess these gloves do need some love. Should get them up. Level up. What was I planning to do? I think the idea was to go to max vitality. I can't remember. Maybe it was to get strength so I don't have to worry about strength anymore. No, it's definitely vitality because the next armor uses vitality. Alright. Something else that I've been working on is the perk list. It's just a Google sheet, but gonna see, if I can create pretty much a copy so I can just pass it out. Everyone will just get to see what the starting endpoints, everything about the perks are. Because some of them, they ramp up with level and people won't know to think about that shit. And the questions come up quite a bit already, and people like to plan, so it just kind of makes sense. It's just a matter of time, though. I mean, obviously I don't have all the information, and I won't have all of it for a while, but even just kind of like skimming over other people's videos and asking, I think Mortar even mentioned like the strong arm perk going up to 210 strength, so I just gotta kind of collect all the data and be done with it. Probably better sooner than later, see if I can get as many people as possible. That is a handy tactic I didn't really think about. Just because the golem exists and he blocks the doorway, they don't want to come around to hit him. So I don't even need as many golems that way. Elixir dexterity. Oh, it's so obvious too. I just didn't want to use it. Didn't want to waste time. Alright, maybe he takes fire damage. Gotta think of a way to attract all of those guys. Alright. boss is just spazzing out. I don't know if he's like actually supposed to come towards me or... Definitely gonna use that elixir. Very nice. But yeah, there was a new shield that I was pretty curious about. It had a lot of good mage stats. 2 spell levels, mana regen. Oh. Plus 2 spell levels. Had some negative life regen, but I figured that -9 is probably enough for like your base regeneration to kind of cover it. Maybe not. Then had fast attack and a bunch of things like that. Oh, this guy just doesn't move. Nice. There we go.
Now where
I can't
would I
carry
put this?
anymore.
But yeah, the number of people that kind of chimed in and were like, "Oh, I should use on this character." Oh no, you can't do it on that. It's just like, really makes me think the magic is having all the classes be able to use the items. I know it's like way too late to go back now because everyone does have specific items, and it would be impossible to balance that many different classes and subclasses items. But I think it does show that, you know, a lot of the base items that can be used by all the classes, so like gloves, boots, but I think mainly amulets and rings, probably the biggest ones, because they don't like drag your stats down if you're a melee class. I think those are gonna be, there should be like more unique rings and amulets than anything by like a large margin, just so that people can still have that, you know, creative tinge to them. They're just, excuse me, so they can still just kind of change things around quite a bit. But it doesn't, I mean, if you're just looking at rings and amulets, it's a whole lot easier to, you know, balance all of them when they're just giving flat stats and not based on like an item. So like, you know, if you have a really amazing bow type, it's like, well, you're not gonna want to have that on, you know, an archer. It's just like, it'd be way too imbalanced. So I'll probably try and mess around with this guy just for a couple drops. Let's see.
Something.
39 MF.
Something.
Okay. I have a feeling this guy is just based off of actions, and it's not where you stand. So one holy bolt.
Something.
Ooh, 58 HP actually. It's quite a bit of HP. Could be handy. Am I really gonna find something more handy than a boss fighting pair of gloves? I mean boots. Frankly, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna take it. Well, it's not hard to replicate, so I guess I should go a couple more times. 2 holy bolts. 57 HP on that too. I feel like I have a belt that's pretty close to that though. Boots would be preferred. 2, 3.
Something.
Alright. I guess we'll leave it at that.
I have no room. I can't use this yet.
There was something that I didn't really think about, and this happens a lot even in the workplace, where newer people will instantly realize something wrong or something that you're like, why would you do that? And I think it was Breck Mac, or Brevik Mac, I forget how to say his name in Discord. He brought up the idea that there's a lot of D1 issues that he wants to keep an eye out for, and figured that, you know, people haven't really been talking about any of them that he can tell, you know, in the Thehell2 yet. And I originally discounted it. I was kind of like, well, you know, the original Thehell1 had almost, like, as I can recall, none of the bugs or none of the issues of original Thehell1. It fixed and added so much that it kind of like, I didn't really think about it. But then he brought up when you level up, these squares have the plus sign in them, so you can't see your modified strength, magic, dexterity, you know, the whole shebang. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, you can calculate it, or you can take off all your gear if it's that big of an issue. But I mean, this is 2019, boys. I think we can do better. You know, one of those like
Can't carry anymore.
really last resort things. It's just like, yeah, if you had the choice, why not have just a little plus sign before or after this, or, you know, maybe there's an outline that's red so you know that you're adding into it, but you can still see the number. Honestly, I'm not really sure exactly how, but it just seems like everyone's had that opinion before, you know. I just forgot about it because I thought, you know, it's so minor, but ooh, that's a good roll for AC and DFE on that. I don't know where I would use that though. Maybe Leoric's Tomb, but I'm not gonna hold around a load of those just for Leoric's Tomb though. was dumb. Golem has 80 HP, and I get all excited because he warps right back in place when I need him, but got a false sense of security. That was dumb to back myself up on the wall like that. I think something that's kind of affecting people's judgments right now is how rare any fix is. So, the clear example is like arrow resistance. I see so many people like, oh, arrow resistance, how do you get that? And myself included, because, you know, there's just no way to get arrow resistance, and a lot of the characters that I've played just happen to be bad in range combat. So like, you know, my Iron Maiden, the giant crux was, you know, just, I cannot deal with ranged enemies. They're like, either I need like insane bow damage, or I just need to have some crazy defenses. So defenses weren't bad, but I mean, arrow resist would have been better. So it makes me feel like it's better there. But even people are talking about improvision. Like, improvision never existed in the Hell 1. But it did, and it was like everywhere. And people, honestly, I haven't seen like really anyone like to use it. Ooh, the fungal tome. Anyone really like to use it. It just seems like everyone's like, well, that's a stat, so I mean, why would I use it on that? Wow, there's the mushroom patch. I might as well go back for that. So everyone brings up the Nosferatu band and why they want to use it for that. It's just like, well, I don't know. I think that's all going to drop once more items, you know, come available. And once arrow resist is probably as prevalent as just melee resist, people, where it's going to be a choice, but it's like a basic choice of which you want, arrow resist or melee resist, people will probably stop caring as much about it. Did I have a spot here? Okay, yeah, this looks like it's the Uber fighting corner. Bunch of items with that on it.
Good day. How may I serve you?
Oh, I must have hit a chest or something. I was like, why do I have all these crappy holy waters? Alright. I'll get rid of the healing potions probably next. Just keep all the good stuff here. Alright. Okay, Stone Curse doesn't work on them. That's gonna make them a little bit tougher. Alright. Got a decent amount of room to work with here. It's not bad. is really weird. They usually never walk around them. Something I really only see in multiplayer on occasion. Did I not save? Oh, I'm pretty sure I didn't save. Oh, I saved. GG. It's pretty bad. I have improvision too. Haven't been too lucky with uniques this game, or really at all with this playthrough. Chess. Let's see if I can use telekinesis and trick this one. Well, it kind of worked. At least it gave me like half a second to move to the side. Is that pretty much the whole level here? Diamond, didn't even see that.
Take heed.
I must be getting close.
I won't save it just yet, in case there's a bunch of hiddens around me, but from the looks of it, it doesn't look like there's hiddens in this level. I'll go back for the mushroom.
Yes. Hello, good friend.
Instead of using Griswold, I should just repair it myself. Way too many repair oils at this point. Actually, that's a decent length video. I'll stop it here and catch you guys next time.